What's up, guys? Welcome back to Among the Fence. I am your host, Aaron, and on today's music review, we're going to be checking out the EP Soul Birn by the band Dealer. Soul Birn was a request that somebody made about a week or two ago on one of my other videos, and if you guys got any requests you want me to review, go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and I'll make it happen for you. And if you do that, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on my future reviews, especially when I review the album that you requested. Dealer is a fairly new band composed of a bunch of different members from different bands and such. I'm probably going to get some of this stuff wrong, but I believe they started about 2018, maybe late 2017. This is their first EP, but they have two EPs out. One of them came out not even a month ago, I don't think. They are from Australia, and they're considered an aggressive metalcore band, but I mean, they're more kind of like hardcore metalcore, I guess. When I was looking at the lineup of who this band consists of, they're pretty dang stacked. There wasn't a whole lot of information about them, but I do know that they have like the bassist from Northlane, they have the ex-vocalist from Alpha Wolf, they have like almost everybody in this band has been in a band before, and they've all kind of been kicked out or left their bands. And this is kind of like a super group kind of band in a way. And being armed with that knowledge now, when I went to go listen to the EP, I didn't really know what to expect. I knew they're all going to be really good musicians, but you never know how things are going to work out the first time you're playing with each other or writing music together or even producing something together. You don't know how the production is going to be, all that. But I gotta say, Soul Birn is freaking solid. I wish it was a whole complete album. I can't wait for these guys to come out with an album, and I want to listen to their newest EP that they came out with. But man, like the production, everything on this EP is album quality, basically. And Soul Birn as a whole, I believe, is about depression, anxiety, tons and tons and tons of anger and aggression being released, even touches on the subject of suicide, either knowing someone that's going to commit suicide or dealing with it yourself in a way. And the first song on the album, Grotesque, does not hold anything back. It starts out with this very rough around the edges screeching guitar riff, which is then joined in by the vocals, which are extremely vicious in their delivery, and the enunciation in them is absolutely amazing. I believe that this song is a little bit about suicide. There's mentions in the lyrics about a black dog, which is a metaphor for suicide. And when I was listening to this song for the first time, it reminded me a lot of Knocked Loose in a way. It's got the same kind of aggression to them. It's got like the loose cannon kind of lyrics, but I actually enjoy listening to this. The next song, Crooked, starts out with this thick, heavy, juicy bass line, which goes into a riff, which is also very heavy, but it's simple, but at the same time, it's got a really good groove to it, which helps move the song along. And the lyrics are pretty dang brutal, but well thought out, which in this genre, with this style of music, is kind of rare to have lyrics that are thought out like this, and I appreciate it quite a bit. And I believe that this song is about the protagonist, or maybe just Aiden, not having forgiveness for the people who have done him wrong. And then you have a song like Pretty Stupid, which I'm about 100% sure it's about Aiden being kicked out of a band, his ex-band Alpha Wolf, for sex charges that were brought against him and then later dropped. He's got a lot of aggression and a lot of anger built up in this song. And I mean, the lyrics are well written. It's got a really good riff that I dig quite a bit, but I think it kind of fell apart for me around the breakdown. I don't know, like it felt predictable to me. It felt very generic for this style of music. You could see it coming as soon as everything cuts out. You're like, oh, here comes the breakdown, and I bet it's going to do this. And it's doing that. Yep, this is exactly what I thought it was going to do. Other than that, the rest of the song is pretty solid, and I feel kind of dumb talking about the breakdown in a negative way, because some of the other reviews that I've seen and read, they love this song. So I was like, going into it, I already had a high expectation of the breakdown, and honestly, I don't think that really altered the way how I was going to think about it anyways. Like, I mean, it's a cool breakdown, but it's very open, it's very airy. Sounds like something Knocked Loose or another band in this genre would do. So it didn't really It didn't stand out to me that much. And I just want to say that the drum work throughout this entire album is really good, especially the production and just how it fits in the mix. But on the song Melancholy Oxidase, which also features Travis Tabern from Varials, the drums in this song, I don't know why, they just stand out to me so much. The riff is good, but the drums are just so legit. And so are the lyrics. The lyrics are legit AF. For instance, on the first verse, it says, "Let me dissipate into violent distortion, the pacifying taste of blood and sulfur. With pale knuckles comes a skyline bruise, stutter in these forms, a bleak and desperate hues." Which, that, I mean, there's so much, like, there's just so much time and passion and effort written into these lyrics. He didn't just write down what he was thinking. He actually wrote something down and thought of different ways of how to say this with different metaphors. And it does have some kind of cringy, fun lines in it. For instance, there's a vocal line where it says "click, click, boom," which when I read it, it kind of reminded me of POD. I think it was POD that did that, right? I don't know, I'm probably wrong. But it does have that line in it, but it means something. It actually comes, like, it actually has a meaning to it when you're reading the lyrics. It's not just them screaming "click, click, boom" in the freaking song. And this whole song is just so well thought out. And there's effort put into these lyrics, like I said, which I appreciate tremendously, especially in this style of music and in this genre. And the bridge is freaking dope. And the end of the song is super heavy. And it's just a clash of all these different things. This is probably my favorite song on the album. Then you have the slow song on the album, "You in Frame," which I gotta be honest with you guys, kind of made me a little emotional. It's a pretty deep, sad song that's done. It's a slow song done right. And the chords that are playing in the very beginning in the intro, I think it's maybe like 2 chords. It kind of, I don't know, it has like a counterparts kind of feel to it, which just drives the emotion into the heart of your soul. But I really enjoyed it because it was quite a bit different from their other approaches to like intros in this EP. It was way, like, the whole song just stands out, but at the same time fits in really well. And then when the song goes into the verse, it opens up tremendously with just very hard hitting drums, clean vocals, which sound absolutely beautiful. And then there's little sporadic guitar chords that are being played that kind of adds a little bit of atmosphere to it. But man, the vocals and the lyrics in this song, it just drives straight to your heart, especially after the first chorus and it goes into verse 2, which just the pacing in it and the vocal delivery, it just drives, like I said, it just hits you right in the feels, man. And it's so good. I gotta admit that some parts of the song do get like a little repetitive, especially if you're reading the lyrics, but the diversity in the delivery of the vocals, because it does go between screaming and distorted vocals to clean vocals, the difference between the two, especially towards the end, mix it up to where you can't even tell it's being repetitive. And the last song on the EP, "Ultimate Death," which is about talking to someone who's about to commit suicide and going over the extreme consequences of doing such a thing. At least that's what I believe the song is about. And it does have a riff in it that's pretty badass. The lyrics, again, are great. The vocals are extremely good. Drum work, phenomenal. But the bridge does get a little experimental, kind of in the same way that Pretty Stupid does, especially like kind of in a breakdown sort of sense. But it just connected with me more. I don't know. Like, it was awkward, but it still worked. I gotta say, though, the outro in Ultimate Death is legit. The way how the music dies down and the vocals are presented to you, the desperation in the vocal delivery and just the lyrics and everything. Like, at first I was like, yeah, okay, this song's pretty cool. You know, it's about trying to talk somebody out of suicide, but it's using a lot of aggression, which, I mean, it works, but it doesn't really hit the emotional side of it that much in terms of trying to get this person, just please don't do it, you know? But then once it gets to the end, then you feel the gentleness and the caring, and then you can kind of feel that this person who's singing and having this conversation with the person who's going to commit suicide, you kind of feel their emotion and their sadness beyond just aggression and anger. And it's more, yeah, it connects more. I probably wouldn't have liked this song that much if they kept it on the more aggressive side and they kept the lyrics more or the vocals more distorted. But since they made that choice, it worked really well, and it made it for a perfect closing song, especially for an album that's so deep and heavy and drenched in emotion. So with all that said, I gotta give Soul Birn by Dealer a 4.7 out of 5. This EP is pretty damn near perfect, except for the breakdown and Pretty Stupid, which for me, that's 100% opinion, which I know a lot of you guys are going to disagree with. But go ahead and give Soul Birn a listen and let me know what you think of the album. If you've already listened to it, go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what you would rate it. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to give it a like. If you didn't enjoy it, feel free to give it a dislike. But at the same time, let me know why you think this album absolutely sucks, or why you think I'm dumb and the breakdown is super sick. I'm sitting here giving you guys my opinion, so I would like to hear yours. And if you want to see more, please don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon, that way you don't miss out. And if you want to leave a request, go ahead and leave a comment below letting me know what it is, and I'll throw it up on the board and I'll get to it as soon as I can. Got a lot of stuff that isn't even on the board that I actually need to put on here. I hope you guys all have a good rest of your day, and I will talk to you guys next time.
I was strong.